Hello, welcome back. Teh Tarik Hour, as always, is me, Azreen, along with.
Okay.
And today we have another episode, Teh Tarik Talk. But today's talk is not just Malaysia talk, it is the region talk.
Region talk.
Region of
Asian.
Southeast Asia nations.
Mm.
If you all don't know, we're recording this on the week of the ASEAN summit, where all the Southeast Asian nations come. Well, not all lah. I think like 10 countries.
I think it's all the Asian
All,
country.
all ASEAN country.
ASEAN.
Come together for a summit to discuss key issues and what we can do to tackle them lah.
Yes.
So this is like what, the 46th summit countries like what, Laos, Myanmar,
Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia,
all
Brunei,
the main people there lah. But Vietnam, and typically this is just a summit that, you know, all the nations come together to try to figure out what's the way to tackle usually global issues at the same time, and then how to work together as nations and improve ties lah, bilateral ties or improve relationships lah. That's the whole idea of it throughout this summit. But this year is a bit special year lah.
Because Malaysia is a host.
Yes, for us it's special because you host,
and then
all the road closed.
all the road is closed, and we are enjoying lah because the traffic is smooth for me lah. Because I think because today's I come over to our Damansara area, the traffic is quite smooth.
But
I know until Wednesday or Tuesday, the road have a lot of closures. Who want to make the travel, you have to notice lah which route is closed.
One thing is that what the government suggested, a lot of people work from home,
Yes,
or
study from home.
and all this lah. But some companies they don't take this advice and say you still have to come, no matter if the road closed. You figure out your way. So for those who had to go to the office, I feel for you because I also have to go to the office.
How I think is how our Malaysians we are sacrifice. We call it sacrifice.
Sacrifice
our
so powerful.
Our time, and then sacrifice. Is this the Asians this conference will bring any benefits to our Malaysian people? What do you think?
On the short run, probably not, because a lot of the issues they're tackling for this year, you won't see the benefit right away. So some of the tackle issues they will talk about is the Trump, the tariff, the Trump tariff, the Gaza. I think.
And then I think in the FDI, the foreign direct invest to Malaysia.
Yes, but I don't think it's particularly Western. I think they're trying to talk more like with the Asian and then certain Gulf state there lah. I think, and also the maritime issue, the South China Sea.
Yes.
This one.
The South
This
China
one is the most delicate situation there.
Yeah, and because I think our Asians it's not called Asian, ASEAN is called
ASEAN.
ASEAN, because ASEAN's all these country is not, I can say it's not very powerful countries. So Southeast, the South China, they claim all there's a China that's the territory lah.
Okay, this is the China claim you want to contest again, is it?
So our ASEAN country is so pities that we got.
I think that is near the Philippines there, right? So that's the contesting between China and Philippines in the border of the South China Sea, basically.
I think this should be our Asian country. We have to voice out loud, because if let's say for the Filipino, then the fishermen cannot go out. Even this is China Sea, is cannot go out for the catching the fish. The fishermen, all that also got issues.
Yeah, I mean, I know you want to say China should not be doing this lah, all that lah. This should be given to Philippines and everything. Okay, is that your position on the South China Sea thing? I don't want to put your words there lah. You tell me what you think it is about the South China Sea.
Because something is like okay, the sea is not belongs is who to who. Because it's some people who are charity rescues and are looking for livings. Yeah, people are want to like fishermen. They want to go out for sea for catching fish. It's for people, all the people. It's not just a
So the name is
Filipino.
not really an issue.
The name actually is not the issues.
It's just the border there.
The border, the territories. Yes.
Who can allow to access it lah.
Yes. Yes.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the key things that they're discussing in this summit. How to create diplomatic ties between Philippines and China in a way that doesn't become an issue lah. As I understand, it's not as superficial as something like the US there lah, where it comes to the Gulf of Mexico become Gulf of America, but really no difference in there. So ideally, the discussion here will come out better lah. Hopefully.
Hopefully, it's like our ASEAN countries is more like the Europeans. You know, it's your Europe unions. You know, Europe unions. Some kind of like this kind of idea we have.
The thing is, I don't think ASEAN. I want to tell also. I that is a good thing. I also want that to happen where we have a union there lah. But I don't think it will happen lah because they are still trying to be neutral lah. We are still trying to be as neutral as possible in order to not to piss off America there and the Western nation there. So I think a lot of the summit for this one is all about very diplomatic one. I tell you, very diplomatic. But that is part of the thing. Like I mean, okay lah. On the surface level, the topic all very big one all the Gaza the what South China Sea and then the how we want to improve our trade there lah, or free trade agreements like that. Will that affect Malaysian right away? I don't think so lah. We won't see any benefit. Maybe not in the first year or two. But it is a building block towards better things. Like one of the things I think they want to talk about is the Asian Green Deal.
Yes.
To improve the sustainability in ASEAN countries and all this.
I think the other important issue also is regional securities for our Asian ASEAN countries.
But regional security, right? You say regional security, but you know Malaysia is the second most peaceful country.
Yeah, Malaysia is. But for some other countries like Laos, Vietnam, because not just Malaysians, maybe we can do the human traffic. Yeah, come to Malaysia and then transfer to other country. This kind of the situations.
You want to like all the scam, all the trafficking, that one
human trafficking, especially I think it's ASEAN. The country we are all of us are also facing the one issue is human trafficking and drugs, all that. This the negative thing lah.
Okay, but like the drugs thing, this one, I don't know how harsh we want to be about drug control. Then if you say drugs, then like Thailand, the marijuana thing, also is that considered a actionable offense then? Or
if let's say the marijuana, these things will be legalized in Malaysia.
See, okay,
different already.
The approach is hard. How you want to legalize it, or you want to ban it altogether, or how?
I think it's legalize it is a battle. Or legalize
for recreational drugs.
Tighten the regulations. Then you can use for maybe medical usage or some other purpose usage. Yeah, but we've not said because Thailand's like marijuana is so open.
But I don't think you should like commercialize it maybe
it's not go to commercialize it, but it's legalize it.
Legalize it or rather like decriminalize it Don't make it a crime, criminal offense to have.
Because if let's say marijuana is like it's illegals, it's a room for the black market people who are sell for the transaction for the black market. It's easy people for the in the black market. If let's say we legalize it, maybe will to reduce the black market the activities
Actually that's the one of the thing about decriminalization is that the fact that it becomes a criminal case because it is a crime, right? But you won't stop people from doing it still. People will still do it, so it becomes more prevalent But if you decriminalize it, then people who want to do it can do it without worry. Then there's less chances of like illegal or black market or even like trafficking and all this Similarly, I would always say for this about sex work in Asian countries.
Yes, Asian countries.
If you decriminalize sex work, you would impact human trafficking. Because why human trafficking exists? Because they want to market the underground sex work. Because it's an illegal thing, so you need to do it illegally. Then human trafficking becomes part of that equation. If you decriminalize it and then make it so that the sex workers can get protection, and only the people who force them to do the work get the punishment, I tell you, they would have a significant impact on human trafficking there.
I have an idea also. So Asians are like ASEAN country is like some kind of like we are like for some foreigners or some travelers who have come to this ASEAN country, they can apply for one visa, can go for Malaysia, Singapore, all these ASEAN countries. ASEAN country. Is it possible to do a one visa to
go all around, right?
All around.
I mean, there would be a similar steps towards that, but are you talking the visa is just for travel or just for work?
Just for travel, or
including work visa as well?
Not include the work visa It's a travel for more convenient for people who want to travel Asia countries.
But right now the visa application, is it that difficult right now? Is it?
I think a certain country depend on which country Very subjective. This one is very subjective.
Because like if you say that go Indonesia, not really much our visa
because we
process
are Asian country
and then if you go to Singapore also, not even anything there
Because we are Asians, we are in the ASEAN country.
So
we are easy.
How much easier would you want the visa process to be then?
It's some kind of like you holding a passport. It's just a holding like you just entry the country without any
paperwork there
Any paperwork. Just chop. Because now also you want to go Singapore and then not Singapore, some other like Thailand, you have to registration. You online first, you do the registration. After that, you just show your passport and then you have to apply the digital. If you call it the digital visa or what, I don't know lah. Just reason only what. Just reason. Because last time we just need show the passport and then get the chop, that stamp, then you can enter the country. But now you have to register, do the application online. After that, then you can enter the country.
But isn't that a result of us wanting to get a stricter control on immigration, on people coming to the country? Because people make noise like, so many illegal foreigners, all these come here, then we need to tighten the thing, and then the need for visas there lah. So I think it's like if you want to say ASEAN no need visa kind of thing, right? If you just say only one thing, I think might work, but it requires a lot of like diplomatic ties there, Not easy, I would say. I want to also lah. Imagine how easy it is. If I just want to go Vietnam, no need to worry visa.
Actually, for this conference it's more important. I think the important is how they want to more the FDI to come to the ASEAN countries.
But the foreign direct investment, right? Who are you looking to for the FDI there?
Now, who is the bigger players?
Who are? China?
China and US,
Yeah,
but US already like they're drawing back all the the invest.
Not to say US is not a power, right? They are money, they are power. But the thing is, will they invest to us? You think? What is Trump's goal right now? Bring back everyone, back all the investment to America, right?
Well, who left in the market?
China, no?
China is a big player,
But it's not just China actually. Gulf state also, what? The Saudi Arabia, Dubai, all this. That's the Gulf state. Also, they are a big player, rich, oil-rich countries, got money also, right? So China, rich oil countries, and also maybe EU.
I don't think EU is rich enough.
I mean, not all lah.
Now EU they also got a problem.
So honestly, if you tell me, then it's really the legitimate one lah. The legitimate one, the only one lah.
China,
the
Middle East
China and Middle East. So in that sense, right, I guess this ASEAN summit also is important to build ties with these two as a foreign investment market, right?
But for Malaysians we stay at Malaysians positions I think Malaysians is very unique places. for all the countries is very unique. Because why I says this called unique? Because we can play in the Middle East, even Chinese, the two player also is very suitable to invest in Malaysia.
So yes, there is the thing that Malaysia is a very we're the most diplomatic country because we have good ties with China, but we also have good ties with Middle East.
Yep.
So we can bring these two together and be the path there lah.
Yeah, we actually is like an interchange.
Not say interchange lah, it's a diplomat there lor.
Hub lah. What kind of interchange?
Negotiator lah.
Hub lah is a economy hub.
So in that sense, right, isn't this a good chance for us to really work with China and the Middle East to make ASEAN the link between these two superpowers?
I think Malaysia is then very we have these characters and this the what you call it we have these abilities lah. We call it abilities lah. We to
cater to these two markets lah.
Yep.
But for you personally, do you think that's a good idea?
I think definitely it's a good idea. So, if let's say I can even FDI from China and come to you can do the trading for both of these two countries. I think it's very good for Malaysians. We are playing this role lah.
I mean, okay, from my side, I think it's a good thing to have this economic ties between China and the Middle East. Even though I personally don't really like the way some Middle East countries are doing how they're conducting their country. Similarly with China, there's some things I disagree with. But in an economic sense, yes, having these two in your ring there together as a team is a very good, in case US do something crazy like they really become isolationists and not really trade with us anymore.
But however, the Middle East or China's, because in China they have their own regulation, but Malaysia we still stick on our regulation. Because we are Malaysia. We are not saying we are a part of China. We are not a part of South Middle East because we are different. We are all the culture we can meld in Malaysia. The people you can see you can see, the Bukit Bintang area. You can see a lot of the Southeast the Middle East people who are doing business, the restaurants, all that. You can see a lot of them.
Yeah, but now also a lot of China stuff.
In the meantime, you also can see a lot of Chinese invest in Malaysia. So in this, you can see the signs, the signs, the people who are come into Malaysia.
But I mean, okay, I feel like we're overplaying the influence because that is still a very concentrated small area of Malaysia lah. You see, okay, the mee tarik, the what Langzhou mee tarik or what, or the roti, the beef roti thing from China there, and then you also see all the shawarma, all this thing, all in the KL or the Sungai Wang Bukit Bintang area there lah. Just go few miles out, you see it's different already. What? Like you go all the way to Kampong Baru, you won't see this kind of influence, right?
Yeah.
You go to I don't know Salak Selatan, won't see all that much influence.
It's some kind of like, okay, this is go back to our old generation. It's something like little India Chinatown. Maybe it's a little Middle East, a little Chinatown. This kind of thing is formed up. Currently they are formed up in Malaysia. They still happen in Malaysia. They are formed up in little Middle East. We don't know.
But okay, for you then, is that an issue or is that just part of our ability to adapt and adopt different culture there?
Yeah, as Malaysians, we feel we got more opportunities when we are here. If let's say we got more opportunity, if let's say we are doing like the Middle East, because Middle East they are maybe famous in perfume. We can do the perfume, the transaction.
Actually, for Middle East, we want the oil lah.
Oil. No.
This is the one. This is the main thing. The oil money we want is the most. Okay.
Now you got EV ma.
But still, they still got money there. Yeah. So we want that money there.
Let's see to buy. Is it?
Yeah, but funny, because like Middle East is oil, right? But China is EV already, what? So how these two come together? Not clashing already, man. But that's how Malaysia is coming to be the diplomat there, lah. How we want to bridge between the two.
Okay, come back to the ASEAN's summits conference lah. So the other thing is good for is our ASEAN is become as a like the world manufacture factory in this Southeast ASEAN country. If let's say examples lah, maybe it's doing some manufactures like examples of handphone lah, some like the handphones, the batteries they are formed up in Malaysia. Maybe the casings they form up in Vietnam, or this kind of we have these corporations.
But you think that will be the case? Because recently Trump just announced he want to put a 25% tariff on iPhone because Apple don't want to open factory yet in US.
But I think this wouldn't be happening in US also. What do you think? Is if let's say all the cost will increase, even you all the things is made in US even they are you see the materials how they do. How they cook this thing out, you know?
I don't know. Your Trump said he said he
increased
the
phone.
One.
I think it's if let's say now the selling the phone is 5,000 ringgit. If let's say all made in US, I think it's 50,000.
Actually, that's the one of the thing I read is that if in the event that Apple really move their production to the US, it might be 15 to 50,000 US.
Crazy, man.
Phone.
You buy 50,000 for one phone. You think?
But that's the thing. Would you? As Apple, right, would you do that cost of moving your production to US or take the 25% tariff?
Seriously, I don't have no idea.
Because I think if I were a business in
I think
Apple, I would take the 25% tariff law because that price increase is a lot less significant than moving your entire production to the US.
Crazy, man.
Now that's the thing, but this brings me up to the situation. Okay, China is already. This will hit the 25% tariff because of China production. What if they move their production to ASEAN countries instead? So that means like, Apple built their phones in chips in Malaysia, casing in Vietnam, and then like manufacturing in Indonesia. That means it's the phone will be not saying made in China, but instead made in ASEAN.
Yes.
You think that would be a good thing for us?
I think it's good. It's a benefit for our. It's a benefit for our ASEAN countries.
But it's not a benefit for China, because then it's like China will see like, oh, ASEAN country take my rice bowl already,
Okay, maybe. Okay. How about the chipset? Maybe the high technology, the chipset, they're still in Taiwan, ma.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Taiwan is China, but also US won't see Taiwan as China, what?
Then
you see the complicated, how to navigate this thing, very very complicated, right? But actually, this wouldn't be issue if your Trump never say tariff at all.
We only manufacture in the ASEAN country, but for some chipsets or some material, maybe we also realize from other countries also. I don't know lah.
Very
complicated.
But how you like one of the key things is tackling Trump's tariff lah. How do you think Malaysia will tackle Trump tariff in this? Do you think we will be still diplomatic and say like, we will try to negotiate with Trump out of the deal, get the best deal there, or will we say to ourselves and say like, maybe it's time we focus on China and the Middle East and the rest of the world?
Because the big players, the buyer, buyer still US, the consumer.
Okay, but you really think that the Fox News guy say, China, why you go to Malaysia? Malaysia no money to buy you anything. That person you
no. Because the Malaysia, the consumer power is not really like, it's very honest speaking lah. Very honest speaking, we are not like US. The consumer power is more so high compared to our.
But wouldn't this tariff thing forces us to become a better purchasing country?
Actually, Malaysia, if let's say for this tariff because of the tariff issues, a lot of the goods become the price is cheaper. actually it's benefit our Malaysian also. If let's say
This would be long term lah. I don't think short term we will feel the benefit there.
the short term benefits
No, actually no. Short term we will feel the pain because everything is still targeted towards America, right?
Mm.
So pricing will be based on America's economic, because like let's say iPhone tariff, right? It should be only impact US one, but if the tariff will hit, iPhone will increase price for all what? Everyone will feel the price increase. Or you buy Nintendo Switch, also will kena tariff, but it should be just the US, but the pricing will affect everyone also. What?
Maybe US, they are the Apple product. They come out from maybe they are not in Apple anymore. Maybe they create their another new brands called Pineapple. They will use that.
It's called Huawei.
Hey, last time you know Apple is Pineapple.
Not pineapple
Not Pineapple.
Macintosh
Macintosh. No. I remember it's very old time. I got Pineapple. Man. You search, you see.
Pie P-I-E is it?
The pineapples the nanas
Pineapple, man. You sure? You're not taking the pineapple thing, is it?
No pineapple.
Think different fruit, are you?
However lah.
But but that's a key issue right now. What, like, how are we transitioning now? Are we decoupling ourselves from US market? Do we still want to maintain power or maintain relationship with US?
Of course, we want to maintain the relationship with US. What?
Can we?
We Tai Chi.
Oh, you want to do like this?
Actually, Singapore is doing Tai Chi things also. We cannot say we are side in one side. We are just a very small country.
Very neutral.
Neutral. We are cannot say we are side in China. We are side in state. We are just a very small country. We are not like Russia.
Hey, but we are doing
You see Russia?
We are trying to relationship with Russia also, Don't play.
Russia is no more McDonald's. They are calling it some other names.
Russian thing,
Russian McDonald's.
But still survive,
Survive.
So is it time for us to okay, but let's wrap it. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, the main point that they were looking to for this summit is like I said, just to give your top view opinion. First thing first, Trump tariff. What do you think will happen in this? We will just continue. For me, I think we will just remain neutral and adopt a wait and see approach for Trump tariff. For you think that's the case also, is it?
No idea, seriously.
Like what would you want to see happen in terms of that discussion?
I think we go back to like reduce the tax to the export to US lah.
So you try to play nice with US there lah.
Yes, we'll reduce the tax to our export tax to US. This is what we can do lah. I think for Malaysians, we got the bullet to talk to US because we are ASEAN countries. We are saying something is we are the support with the exporter. We have the bullet to talk to US.
So you still want to negotiate there lah.
Yes, still to have the room to negotiate lah.
Okay, so that's one. The next one is South China Sea. What do you think will happen? For me, I think what will happen is no changes actually. They will probably still say like we need to sit down and discuss. That's as far as they will go lor.
Okay, the South China Sea is considered as open seas. It's not belong to which country. Everyone also can go in. No anyone directory. This is the fishermen is go inside. It's still like our normal lah. We can go inside for catching fish, for cari makan, everything. It just
you think that we can reach that conclusion in this summit?
Because US is
no, the South China Sea. This is between China and Philippines there, or our within Asian countries. Like, do you think we will have that conclusion?
No.
For me, I think it's more like what
actually why the motive lah. The China's why how want you to claim the Filipino the seas because the Philippines actually is the US based in Philippines ma.
Yes, that's also the other thing.
This is another issue.
That is the issue there lah.
So that's why they want to like include the sea lah.
But that's the US problem, and how we can do also it's about US or Philippines relationship with the US. Again, this is a very very difficult situation there, complicated there, how to
Yes.
navigate. But for me, I think what will happen is that they will say we will come to a point to sit down and talk. No solution yet, just talk only. That is one thing. Okay, and then the other thing, the Gaza conflict, I think this one is the US thing. We also we against it. It's ultimately up to the US
Yes.
how they will go through this law. Other than that, right? What other things that you think will come out of ASEAN summit? Like for me, I think one thing I see happening is probably more investments and relationship between China and the Middle East, because they are also doing that same summit at the same time. There's the ASEAN summit, but there's also the China and the Gulf State summit.
I think ASEAN summit. The other thing, the others economy is in Singapore between Malaysia is the Johor, the areas.
The free trade or the free zone, something like that.
Yes,
right?
that one also quite important because the Singaporeans who are invest in the in JB that side.
Or you think there's more development there coming? Is it?
Yes, the new develops in the our east. Not the South Malaysians lah.
You think things will be more expensive there?
But the foods and the living cost is expensive than KL nowadays. The JB side
already, right?
Yes, already.
How can we reach that level?
Because people from Singaporeans, the
come
Singaporeans come to Malaysia, make the pricing, makes the price up.
Wow, this one we need to very delicate talk like this one. Cannot simply say already,
But seriously, this is good for our Malaysians. What do you think? If let's say there are a lot of Singaporeans who are invest to Malaysia, do you think it's good thing or the bad thing? If let's say for the whole side
invest in Malaysia. Honestly, I think it's better we limit the level of Singaporean investment there for now, because it seems like we don't have a proper way of like maintaining the investment, because you can come in but then they take it back to their country. It's kind of pointless also. And it's not even improving our well-being at this time, right?
But for what I understand because Singapore is not the good place for retires. A lot of Singaporeans, before is Malaysians. Then they will come back to Malaysia for retire. Why? Because Malaysia is cheaper than Singapore. This is one thing.
If you say like that,
this
right?
Group people actually they are come back to Malaysia. Actually, is spending. If let's say we have this good medicals, these good the what you call that just take care the baby sisters all that is good enough for the old people.
Okay, but the thing is as more and more Singaporean invest in Malaysia, right? Let's say they buy a house or something and retire in Malaysia, right? At that point, wouldn't it be better to just combine Singapore and Malaysia back again? Or seriously, if you're going to be doing like that, like, oh, you're in Singapore, but then you come and then you end up living in Malaysia, then why not we just reunite together so that there's more freedom to move around, and then
I don't know.
Of course, that would never happen.
This is not our call.
This would never happen.
But they have already set up the ones that Iskandar zone is for foreign investor foreigners who are buying the house.
Yeah, but who can afford there?
Singaporean. Oh, the Singapore.
At that point again, why not we just combine together and become one nation already?
I don't think it can combine.
Too much this.
You see 3.5. If let's say Malaysians, apart from me, maybe 2.5. One maybe can. I don't think even our currency is almost the same. Also hardly to combine, because I think a lot of
the divide is too much already.
The politic issues a lot of issues
I think also a lot of people would disagree with us saying that Malaysia and Singapore should reunite together. East Malaysia also want to cabut from our side also. Before we say combine with others, maybe we should look at ourselves first.
Maybe the other you call Borneo side is already Borneo.
Don't give them ideas. But what do you guys think? What do you think will come out of our Asian summit? Do you think good news, bad news, or maybe we will break up all ASEAN countries and then just solo ourselves?
Break up. Actually, it's good for all the ASEAN countries
to stay together, right?
Stick together.
But we will see how things go. And if you, as always, if you enjoy what we do, please share, like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. Share with us what you think about the ASEAN Summit. If you want to talk to us, maybe if you're an economic advisor, you can share with us the perspective there.
These are our really stupid ideas.
See how stupid we are. You can always email us at tehtarikhour@gmail.com. And until then, we will see you guys on the next episode. Until then, goodbye.